Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacey. If anybody is new and joining me here for the first time, thank you so much. My slogan is Believable Brown Beauty. That's the kind of makeup I like to do on this channel. And I also do live get ready with me's on Sunday mornings at 9:30 GMT. I'll put my Instagram handle for you here. It is cool. Okay, straight into this week's video. So firstly, actually no, not straight in. I need to apologise for not being here for the last 2 weeks. Life has literally just been a bit like full on and I didn't have the time to film, but I'm filming today and just thank you for being patient with me. So today's video, I have decided to revisit the 90s. There have been a lot of like 90s trends makeup videos, well, since time immemorial, but just in general I've been noticing them a lot recently, and I was just like, in the 90s they used way too much banana powder on black women. It was also like super matte and just, well, everything was matte apart from like bronze lipstick, which I still don't understand why that exists. So I thought I would do a inspired by 90s makeup tutorial. And if I was, well, I was alive in the 90s, but I was like 7. But if I was older and had the understanding of makeup I have now, how would I have approached a 90s makeup on a black woman? So that's what I'm going to do for you today. Right, first thing is foundation. Now foundation, a lot of the time was the wrong colour, but in general was always super matte. So I'm using my NARS Sheer Glow in Marquises, which is my favourite. Like, for the one that fits my skin tone the best, this is the winner. So I'm just going to pop this on. And so like the coverage was pretty full on and quite matte. There wasn't much dewiness going on. So that I'm going to stick to today. That's going to be the hardest thing to amend, is the fact that I have to make my skin matte all over. And if you watch me all the time, you'll know that I like a really glowy skin. So I'm just going to pop this all over, blend it in. And then I am going to put a little on my forehead as well today, but mostly in the centre. Now in the meantime, I'm going to put my concealer on. Maybe I need to come a little further away from the table so you get more of my beautiful face in shot. And let's just zoom in a tiny bit. Yeah, I think that's better. So I'm going to take my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Amande. And there was a lot of concealer underneath the eyes in the 90s. I just have pictures or in my head of Naomi Campbell with like really yellow under eyes. Oh, and today I'm going to use something else on my eyelid. So I'm going to pop this here and here and here. I'm actually going to use an eyeshadow primer today. Who knew? I'm going to use something in the right place for a change. So now that that's on, I know you see this. There is definitely a line of demarcation around my forehead. So I'm going to just use I think I'll use my Bobbi Brown stick. Give me 1 second and I'm going to like blend out my forehead. So I'm taking 10.25, which is Cool Espresso. And I'm going to use that to blend my forehead. And then I am going to keep it real and pop a little contour here and here, because who doesn't like a slimmer jawline? Everyone does. Okay, then I'm going to go back to my same brush that I used in my foundation and literally just buff this all in, and you can see that looks much better. Let's blend in this contour here. Yeah, beautiful, so nice. Okay, I'm going to go and use this little brush from Real Techniques, which is from the Bold Metals collection. I don't even know if this still exists, but I really like this brush. And I'm just going to use this. And mostly I'm going to be patting the concealer, like blending the edges in, rather than swiping. Because that will just move the concealer, and I really want like as much coverage from this as I can muster. So today is the first day that I've done the school run in such a long time, because I have been working on a film. I can say that it's Disney, and I think that's pretty much as far as I can go. And so I haven't been home. and I've missed my boy. So today I was like excited to do the school run and see him with his little friends in school, and he's doing good. He's doing good. So I'm happy. Thank you, Lord, that he's settling in and enjoying nursery now. And I literally have to go and collect them in half an hour. I just got some really exciting news that I also can't talk about, but when I can, I'll let you guys know. And so I was buzzing. I was like, I have to call my mum, I have to call my husband and let everyone know. And now I'm just like, okay, stay here, focus on this, get this task done, and then we can celebrate the other things later. I cannot wait to tell you guys what it is. I'm in so much shock. I can't believe it. It's so good. Anyway, on to eyelids. So this is the NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base, but this one's tinted and the colour is dark. And I'm going to use this all over my lid. I'm going to go back to the same brush that I used for my concealer and just work the edge. That's what I like to do when I put concealer and like primers on. I like the concentration to stay on the lid or under the eye if it's concealer, because that's where it does the most work, but you need this to be seamless. A lot of the time people don't spend enough time like blending edges on concealer, especially on the eyelid, and then when you put a powder over it you end up with that jump in transition and it's not smooth. But if you blend it here, make sure your crease is like spot on, then everything sits lovely. Okay, now onto eyelids. Actually, this makeup look is kind of semi-inspired by a video, not a video, it was a live that I did on my Instagram. So if you don't follow my Instagram, you should, because you would have seen it already. And I was looking back at that makeup and I was like, oh, that looks really beautiful. That needs to be a proper video. And I don't think I have anything like that on here yet. Anyway, I digress. I used this Natasha Denona and I'm really sorry that I'm like, ah, because I just got this good news before I was supposed to film this video and now I can't really concentrate. But I have this Natasha Denona mini Lila palette and it has the most beautiful camel tone in there, and I used this in that video and it looks really beautiful. So I'm going to take a little brush and I'm going to pop this over my eyelid on top of the primer that we just used. And this is like the perfect 90s matte lid for a brown girl that is neutral, you know. Not everything was tonal, but a lot of makeup in the 90s was, apart from that bronze shimmery lipstick, but we won't talk about that anymore. And I just love like a good matte. If it's done really well, so pretty. Yeah, beautiful. And then, surprise, surprise, I'm going to use my NARS Skin Deep palette. And I think I'm going to go with the colour Sophia, which is this one here, and just pop that through my crease. And you see that just made it a little bit stronger, but not like super, super cold. I don't really want it to be that like grey. There were a lot of warm browns. So this brush is the same brush that I used for the first eyeshadow, and I'm just using that to kind of like tidy up the crease a little bit more. Then I am going to go into the Skin Deep palette again, and this colour I think is called Whipped. I think. Yeah, that one here. And I'm going to pop this in my crease too. Ooh. Go back to this awful ratty blending brush, but it's all I have at the moment because everything else is in the studios. And just blend that through again. Go back to this brush and the beautiful camel colour from Natasha Denona. I keep leaning forward, that's why my face is coming out as shot. Now I'm going to go on to brows. I've also added an extra cushion because I kept slipping down, so I'm going to brush up Struggolina and then brush up my good eyebrow. Now the thing is, in the 90s, brows were notoriously thin. I will not be recreating that today, but they were, because they were so thin, they look quite dramatic, but actually there wasn't much focus on brows. It wasn't like the 80s with the power brow. So I am just going to softly, like I always do, fill in my brows and make them look a little bit tidier than they look now. So this is my Brow Perfector pen in Lava. Beautiful. Even if I do say so myself. Okay, and then I'm actually going to put on a winged liner, because I think it lends itself really well to this particular makeup look. So it's my Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Liner in 01 Black. And I'm going to start on this side first. And if you struggle with winged eyeliner, I actually have done like a really in-depth video about how to approach this, so I will leave that linked here for you, and then you can go and have a little look. And I think like the black against this really neutral light colour is just so striking. I really liked it when I did it the first time, so I'm doing it again. Okay. Now, is this liner symmetrical? No. I need to fix this eye a little bit. Just here. Yeah, that's better. You probably couldn't tell, but I was just like, they're not exactly the same. So I'm going to pat my under eyes here because I can see my concealer separating a tiny bit. Then for blush, I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty Unveil. I really like this, and I think this kind of like mauvey brown is so 90s, so it would be rude not to put this on my cheeks today. So pretty. God, I really love this makeup look. Okay, so yeah, I think now we're going to do lips. So I'm just going to take off my lip balm. I haven't forgotten about mascara. I like to do it at the end. It's like my finishing piece. I'm going to take, yeah, Costa Riche Kohl Pencil from MAC. I like this as a lip liner a lot actually. And then, I mean, it's not 90s if it's not a brown lip, so I'm going to use the Unveil in its rightful place on my mouth today. And press and roll. Yeah, good. Oh God, but my teeth. Oh Lord, I think I was a bit enthusiastic. Too much on my lips, but now we're good. And I'm just going to tuck a tiny bit more of this Natasha Denona colour and just take a little bit higher. In my crease, yeah. Can you see the difference that did? Just taking it a bit higher. You can see the difference in these two. This one's much lower. So I'm going to take this higher as well. I don't want to take it as high as my actual socket line and my natural crease, because then it'll be too high. But just a little bit higher. Yeah, cool. So now, one more thing. I'm going to do mascara. Oh yeah, this looks so good. Take me back. Right, this is my Climax Mascara. It's a mini version. What I love about the mini version, I think this is a sample that they give you in store, but it's exactly the same brush head. Sometimes, like when people do mini versions of things, the brush head is mini as well. And it doesn't work the same, but this one works. It's exactly the same as the big one. Like for a split second I thought I hadn't hit record, but I have. It's recording. It's recording. Okay. Yeah, so cool. Right, the last thing I'm going to do now is set. And unlike me, I'm going to have to use a matte powder all over because I don't usually use matte powder everywhere. I usually kind of use it only in my T-zone, but I'm going to do it under my eyes. I'm going to stick to the brief and do it everywhere. Also, I shouldn't have done my mascara just then. I just, you know, as I was doing my lower lash mascara, I was like, why are you doing this now? You're going to powder in about 3 seconds. And then you have to be super careful that you don't smudge it. Powder over my blush? No. No. Oh, okay. Reluctantly just dull down the sheen on the cheek, which is just not my thing. But I'm trying to stick to the brief. Oh, it looks so good. Then I'm going to go back to my Evolution powder from Danessa Myricks. And I'm going to use this just to reinforce this contour here. I don't really like nose contour, but I'm just doing this really softly with a really big brush so you don't get any stripes, to just kind of put a tiny bit of dimension back in that area of my face, because it's very easy to lose it when you put foundation all over. So, et voila, c'est fini. This is the final look for today. I really love this look. It's just, yeah, I mean, brown on brown girls never looks bad. Tonal makeup on black women is like one of my favorite things to do. It's very strange for me to have everything matte, because I don't like a uniform texture in a makeup. I like a little bit of sheen, a bit of satin, a bit of matte. I kind of like all of them on a face. But actually it's really beautiful to see only matte. And I also love how using browns on brown women just like enhances their beauty and pulls out their features. So yeah, this was really, really fun to do. I hope you enjoyed this week's tutorial and like could like tolerate my ness of today. When you find out, mark this in your diary or your calendar, but when you find out why I am this way today, when I'm allowed to say why I am this way today, it'll all make sense. But until that time, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, no, there will definitely be a video on Sunday, because I have time this week to film during the week. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe and share and all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.